Welcome to my crafting studio. It has been a while. I can't believe everything that we've been through the last few months. And I'm so excited to be back in my studio and creating DIYs for you guys. I want to do a special shout out to the girls that are having their virtual retreat. The group is called Annie Get Your Gun Art and Ammo. And really that is what inspired me to do this entire class, because these girls usually get together once a year, and they weren't able to this year, but they kind of get together and they craft and they create and they just spend time together as women and build each other up. So anyway, this is for you guys. So there's probably about 3 stages. This is going to be a long video. I'm not gonna lie. There are a lot of steps, but I would definitely consider it an easy craft. And it's definitely something everyone can do, and it has a big impact. So a lot of little steps, but they're easy and you're gonna love the result. So let's first talk about our supplies, which I will include a supply list. But let's start with paper. So you need to find your inspiration paper. And so this was mine. I found all this paper at Hobby Lobby, and this is a 12 by 12 inch sheet of paper, and this was my inspiration. So what I wanted to do was kind of pull the colors from this sheet. So you don't have to use my sheet. You can use any kind of fall inspiration sheet. And then I needed to have a green in there. I'm so crazy about green right now, and I knew my oak leaves would be really fun in green. So go ahead and pick whatever shades of cardstock you like and you want your wreath to be. Or, you know what, copy exactly what I have here. When you do, know that your oak leaves, you're going to probably need a total of about 80 leaves altogether. Do not worry. This can be done sitting in front of the TV and cutting everything out first, and then paint, and then add. It's so easy. But just know that the oak leaf is a large template, and you'll only get about 6 on there. So you'll probably need to do 5 to 6 sheets of just your oak leaf. So that's your main color. And then your accent color. And as you can see here, let me grab this one. We don't need a lot of these, so probably 2 sheets of that. And then whatever your other colors may be. I wanted a little hint of yellow or orange. This is really orange. Just to kind of have everything pop. And then I wanted kind of a muted color underneath, and those, as you can see, I use here. So that I kind of just want you to be creative with this part. You can do Christmas, you can do Halloween, you can do spring, you can do anything. I chose fall, and this was my jumping off point. So next you will need, when you go on your shopping trip, next you will need some gilded paper. And this is what that looks like. So it's Craft Smart gilded paper. Now, I like the kind, I use all kinds, I use this all the time. I like the kind that is actually attached to the sheet for this project. Normally I would buy the kind that was loose, but for this project, this sheet is, this is in the sheet form, and it's by Craft Smart. Again, I'm gonna put all this in my Amazon store, so you'll be able to just click if you don't even wanna mess with the guessing work of it all. So just one package. It's kind of pricey, but you will use this more than you ever know, and it will last forever. So there's that. The next thing is, I love this Reflections glitter. It's very, very fine glitter. I buy it over in the embossing area of Michael's. I'm sure Hobby Lobby carries it. I just haven't been able to find it. So I chose gold for my fall leaf theme. You'll need 1 gold Sharpie. And then you need 3 paint colors. I did not go out and buy colors. I used what I had, and it just happened to work out great. So I used an orange on top of the orange. And then, let's see, on this one, you can see that little hint of that kind of moss, or this is actually called rosemary. You can't see it, it's kind of hard to see, but it is the kind of undertone of that leaf. And then I have this one, which is a stronger green that matches my main oak leaf. Okay, and then of course, white. Any white will do. You will also need 1 Elmer's glue stick, and then your hot glue gun. I only use Surebonder glue and glue sticks. And then you will need your template, your oak leaf or fall leaf templates. I have created one for you, and I tend to lean more towards the whimsical thing, the whimsical look of things. You can actually do any style leaf you want, but I chose to kind of go silly, and not silly, just a little more whimsical. I think it, not too serious, let's just put it that way. I have printed these out for you on one sheet, or created one sheet printable for you guys. So you just print this out and cut out the template. You can use any template you want. Just Google fall leaf template and it'll be pages and pages. So if you want to do your own, that's fine. And you can see they're about the size of my hand, a little bit smaller. So this, I'll include this link for you to print this out easy if you have a printer at home. Step one, and of course, this next process or step is going to actually take the longest. I just want you to know that. But again, it will all be worth it in the end. So I want you to take your template and figure out which paper you're going to use. With the textured side down, I want you to go ahead and trace. That's pretty self-explanatory. I'm very generous when I trace. I don't try to get too perfect. I know I could always clean it up. It is paper, so it's easy. And just trace your oak leaf. You're gonna get about 6 oak leaves per page. And for the medium, you're probably gonna get about 10. That's this one. And for the smaller, I think you get 12. So just kind of think about which leaf you're going to use on which paper. I at first did my pattern on top of this beige, and then yesterday I thought, how fun would it be to do this in the bigger leaf? So you can see I'm including in my template one big and one small version. So that will be on this paper, and this will be on this paper. Kind of something different other than this right here, which I love. I just want to just kind of have fun with it. That's the whole idea behind this. Have fun. So go ahead and trace out and cut out all your leaves. It's going to take some time, probably a good hour to 2 hours, and then we'll go on to the next step. So I'll just do a few here, and the next time you see me, we'll be ready to paint those leaves. Okay, hi everybody, we're back. We're back for my favorite part of this whole project, and that's creating kind of those layers of paint and glitter and gild on these leaves. So instead of using, which I love folk art paint, by the way, instead of using the same color, I wanted to go with a little bit lighter color. And I chose this, what's called rosemary, or just a kind of just a fun lighter green. So if you are using my pattern, I just want to make sure that I'm not a painter, so I can't imagine what some real painters out there are going to create. But I just kind of make my first line, and then come from where this indentation is with your veins. If you come up too high, then it doesn't look like the little veins of the leaf, okay? And that's all you need, is just something that says, hey, I'm a leaf and I have these really cool veins running through me, right? So I think that's what they're called. And again, don't be too serious with this. We're gonna add so many layers, so if you find like, oh, mine doesn't look good, I promise when it's all said and done that they will look great. And just kind of set those aside. This folk art paint dries fast, and so I think we'll be able to go on to our next stage pretty quickly. And as you can see, I'm just doing little veins through all this green cut out foliage. So I will just continue to do that to all of these. I don't have a lot left, so we'll just stay on here for a minute. And you probably could even go with a little bit smaller brush. I think I could have, but these are still looking okay. And again, you're painting on that textured side, okay? I can't imagine what some of you artist girls will come up with. I'm sure it's amazing. I am not a painter. I wish I was. I think that's just an crazy talent that people have. Some people have. I'm just not one of them. So I tend to do things that just require strokes, just like this. But again, you know, the leaves are whimsy, and so why not the paint be whimsy as well, right? I have a few more random leaves here that I may do. Let's see what we can do on this one. You know what, I might just do something like this, because when I add my gold to that, you'll really see how fun that is. I love that green on green. Isn't that fun? I love to use that folk art paint. We are all familiar with that. And I also love the paint from Target. That paint from Target, oh, the colors are so yummy. Again, we want that textured side and just kind of give some life to this leaf. And I use very inexpensive brushes too. Okay, so same thing with this one that we just did. Do a skinny line and then come from that, the innermost part of your leaf, and add a little dark. Okay. I think my other ones were skinnier, so I don't know if I don't have a lot of these, so it's fine. I must have used a skinnier brush on that one. Yeah, that's okay. I still like the way this is looking. Okay, so let's go on and do these, even though I haven't really found a way. I think, so you can see I'm using the darker green on this kind of tan paper. It's actually craft colored paper. So I'm just going to do the same thing, and there we go. Wish that was a little bit darker. There we go. I like that. Okay, I'm just going to continue on and do these guys. Love all that. Okay, is anybody else like me and needs music when they craft? I so need music. I wish Chris Stapleton was here serenading me. Oh, that one's a good one. See, we get better when we get to like the 20-something leaf, right? Remind me to share with y'all. I did a Valentine's one that I thought was really cute. Come on, give me some life. There we go. Oh, and I even did some last year for Halloween in black and white, and they were fine outside. I was so shocked. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to I'm not doing any more yellow, so I have all the yellow, and I think there's about 20 there. Next we're going to do my favorite part, which is Mod Podging while we let these dry. So, okay, it's Mod Podge time. So we are going to, while these dry, we're gonna go ahead and Mod Podge the bigger leaves. So I thought about this last night, doing the larger leaf in the pattern and a smaller leaf in kind of this shimmery brown, and I'm really excited about it. I work quick when I Mod Podge, and I use a bigger brush, and I get kind of messy, so please forgive me. But with any Mod Podge, you just apply it generously, and then I'm gonna lay it on top of that leaf, and honestly just kind of go over it like that. And I will tell you, I don't know if it's the green of the brush or if that it's picking up some color from that paper, but there's a little bit of color. Oh no, I think it's gonna come off. So set that aside and let it dry. Anytime you Mod Podge is that easy. It just really is. I think it's picking up some color from this paper. Anyway, It is fine, and I think it will dry clear, and I just messy up my tables and I don't care, but they are that easy, right? Do go in one direction. I have found that I like the look of that better when I'm working with Mod Podge, that I definitely go in one direction, okay? Just don't overthink any of this. Just do it. Have fun. Have your kiddos help. Have your grandchildren help. I mean, they've got to learn. The girls and I just spent all weekend sewing, and it's just a good time. And they've learned how to sew and use the machine. And which I will be honest, I was afraid. I didn't want them to use it first, but I was like, you know what? They're going to have to learn eventually. So any kind of crafting like that, you've got to involve these kids today. Especially, and when we all took homemaking, right? And these kids don't have that, I don't think. Maybe in 4-H. It's really picking up something, and I can't tell what that is, but I think it's going to still dry okay. So I'm just going to continue to do these, and I'm going to let those other things dry and let y'all catch up. So at this stage, you should have all your leaves cut out. You should have your first layer of paint, and you should have Mod Podge, your double leaflets. Let's call them leaflets because that's fun and French. So let's see. I love Mod Podge. All right. Let's just keep going here. I think I have one more leaf. I did not make enough of these, and that is my bad. But one more fun little leaf. And then I'll just use some that I already have cut out, because I didn't really let any paper get unused. I mean, if I had a little bit of paper like this, I used it. So let me just do a few that with this color. Cute. It's a little heavier stock, so I had to really lay it down. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. That's cute. I almost like that better. But guess what? I can make more. So let me turn this towards the camera. There we go. Get. You know what? It was that paper that was picking up some color, because I don't see any of the dye on this one. I'm loving this leaf. Love. So I'm going to probably stop and cut out some more of these. And so we can make some more of these leaves. And then we'll kind of move on to our next step. So stay tuned. Hi everybody. Okay, so you should have all your leaves cut out. You should have them, trace them, cut them out. You should have your first layer of paint on them. And so now we're going to do this little Sharpie part, use our Sharpie on this next part. So basically, I love a Sharpie because I feel like it never runs out. I do use gold paint pens and glitter pens. Anything like that is fine, but I seem to have the best luck using a gold Sharpie. So all you're gonna do, same thing we did with the paint. We're just gonna create little veins, and this really can be fun and dramatic and sharp. Do not try to get too technical with it. Keep it just light. You can see I'm, again, going in between here, not these little points of this leaf, but the indentation. I think it looks more like a leaf when you do that as opposed to coming from here. So I really hope that makes sense, but just really all I'm doing is having fun creating another layer of veins. That's all this is. And this is so much fun. Again, you can use any gold you want. I just really always go back to a simple gold Sharpie. When I want gold, I just do, and I feel like it never runs out. It always stays gold. Okay, love the point on a gold Sharpie. So just gonna keep doing that. So it's been about, 30 minutes since I painted these leaves, so it's already dry and ready for us to do this. So, as you can tell, I have two cameras here, one that is kind of giving that look, and then here. As you can tell, it's just adding an extra vein to the paint. So I'm just gonna sit here and do that fun part of that. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so I think I've done all the gold leaves. Now, I'm not doing any more orange paper, but all I did for the orange paper was follow kind of a leaf line inside, or a leaf drawing inside of that template. And so that's what I'll do here. Well, not on this one, but on these right here. Just kind of create another line, another vein in the leaf. Just every time we do something to these leaves, they look more and more like a fun leaf. Same with these. You won't see these as much on this tan, but you won't see the gold as much, but just do it anyway. Okay, let's see, what do I have? I have a few over here. So this is just fun part. All right, let me move all these over here. Might speed through this process a little bit. Or maybe you're doing this with me in real time and we are sharpening together. Is that a word? Okay. Let's see. I'm moving pretty fast with this. Okay. Let's see, have I got them all? Nope. I have not counted my leaves. I feel like I'm going to be short, which is fine. I'll stop and make more before we go on. Here's one of those that I just did, just a little swatch of color. And so really kind of help it along and create a line, and inside a little another extra line. I don't think I'm going to do anything with these. So for right now, I'm just going to move those over to the side. Those Mod Podge leaves, I don't think I'm going to do anything with those, but that could always change. Okay. And then this one, I just had extra paper and I just made some quick cutouts. So they're all coming to life with each little layer of whatever we add to it. I mean, you could stop at just the cutting out the template, cutting out the paper leaves and be done, but I promise you'll be happier if you go ahead and take the time to do all the leaves with all these good layers. There we go. I think that's all of them. So let's just see what this looks like. I'm gonna do one right down the middle a little bit. I think that helps. Nothing more than just one right down the middle. Okay. All right, and our next step is to add the glitter and the gild. Okay, so at this point in the game, you should have some paint on your fingers and some dried Mod Podge glue. Now what we're going to do is, with some of the leaves, we're going to add a little glue and glitter, and some of the leaves, we're going to do a little gilded treatment. So let's go ahead and do that next. So we'll start with our green leaves. And these get glitter, and again, we're going to use our Mod Podge. I use Mod Podge like I do Elmer's glue for just about everything, okay? And we're gonna use our Reflections glitter. I love this glitter. It's very, very fine, and when I just wanna dust something with glitter, I'm gonna use this. And this one is the Sparkle Embossing Powder, clear gold. I'm pretty sure that says clear gold. I'll try and put this in my Amazon store too for you gals. The next one is that easy. So in my hand, I have my oak leaf, and I'm just going to do a light brush down here and then follow the the paint and all the other little vein lines we've created. Touch it with some embossing powder and just knock that off and keep going. So, oops, I'm gonna have to stop for a minute and do this because I got glitter on it. So, which is fine. We'll just add a little glitter to that one. No big deal. Okay, so I'll show you again. So you have your leaf, you have your Mod Podge. We're going to just take a little of the Mod Podge glue that follows the pattern of the veins, do a little brush strokes, add your glitter, and then shake it off. And once that dries a little bit, we'll be able to come in and really shake it off, and it just has a light little brush of glitter. So I'm just going to continue to do these. And I use a plate. I know most of y'all know this already, but I use a plate. I use a plate to catch all the excess glitter, so I can just fold the plate and put it back into the container, into its container. Okay, that's a lot. I'm just gonna hit it a little bit. So keep going. This is so fun to do these little treatments to anything. Anything you buy, you know, you can kind of zhuzh it up, right? With glitter, with gild, with whatever you want. And if you're following along in real time, this should go pretty fast. You don't want your glue, because I'm just putting just minimal amount of glue on there. You don't want your glue to dry. And again, if you overthink it, it's gonna look overthought. I have found that anything, when you just try not to overthink it, I always am happier when I don't, when I just kind of go for it and think, you know, just kind of go for it and figure it out as I go. You do not have to do this part, especially if you really did an intricate leaf detail. Maybe you don't want to add the glitter, and that's fine. Again, this is your project. I just tend to kind of glitter everything. Okay, I'm about to run out of glitter in my bottle, but not my thing, so I'm going to just close my paper plate, put it right back in, and start over. So these beige ones I'm gonna gild, so I'm just gonna finish up all my oak leaves. Okay. Now we have paint. We have paint, Mod Podge, dried glue, glitter, and we're even gonna have gild after that. So I think I've done all my leaves. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do these larger ones too. And I'm gonna kind of come on the side of this. I don't know why I like that off to the side. So we've kind of, I didn't go in the middle. I don't think it matters, but look how pretty that is. Okay, let that dry. Ooh, I wish I would have done more of these leaves, the bigger green ones. There is still time. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm back. We have drawn out the leaf template. We have cut out our leaves. We added our paint. We did our Sharpie. We just added glitter on about half of them. And now we're gonna do my favorite thing in the world, which is add this gold leaf. Fun, fun. So lots of different types of gold leaf. I get this at Hobby Lobby. It is the Craft Smart brand, and I like it for this leaf project because it comes in sheets, and you'll see why in just a minute. So I'm just gonna kind of get out what I need. And then the other thing you'll need is Elmer's glue, the stick. And I like purple because I can see where it's going. Okay, so what do? Well, it's gonna be similar to these guys right here. We wanna add a little bit of glitter to these, we wanna add a little bit of this gold, premium gold leaf. So let me figure out which ones we're going to do and we will get started. So let's just do these beige leaves. Okay, take your Elmer's glue And I just want you to add the glue where you want the gold leaf. And that, as you can tell on these, I just did it on the outside because everything else is coming from the center on the other leaves. So for this one, I really want that gold leaf on the outside. And what I want you to do is just put it where you want it on the outside of those petals of the oak leaf petal. So then you lay down your sheet of gold and you rub it down just like that. Now, because this is a new sheet, we're going to get a lot on there. We're going to get a lot of coverage. But if you see purple, just lay it back down. And if you don't want to cover it, all of the purple, you don't have to. The purple will dry clear. So as you can see, it just goes on very easy. And I just, if I need to get more coverage, I just move this sheet around until the gold is where I want it and rub down a little bit and pull it up. Okay, so normally I don't have that much waste, but I think I have layers of paint here. I mean, layers of glue. So it's that simple. Don't try to take any of this off yet. This will naturally just kind of come off and remove as we add to the wreath. So don't do any of that yet. Just have fun with it right now. You know what I might do? Let me put down, well, that won't work. Let me put this down. Nope, let's not do that. Oh, I know what we can do. Excuse me. Let me put down a sheet of something so we don't catch some of that gilded leaf on something else. So again, I'm just going to add the gold, add the purple wherever I want gold leafing. Press down, pick it back up. Oh, it caught in some places it didn't. Easy fix. Lay it back down, rub down, lift it. There we go. I don't know why I love this process so much. So just keep doing that until you have all your purple covered. And there we go. So again, just push that off to the side and let's go on and do the next one. I'm going to really get the edge of this one. And then that, because we have so much going on in the middle of those other leaves that I think it, maybe we need to concentrate more on the outer edges of these. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's hard to do a class when you don't have people right in front of you and you're not getting that feedback. Anyway, I guess y'all can send me a text if you have any questions. Okay. I would normally let this dry all night, this part, because I really want my my gold leaf to stay, but we're not. We're going to move on forward today because this is a video. Just find those spots where you need the gold and just keep moving your paper around till it picks it up. I will use almost all of the sheet before I use a new one. And I have gilded a lot in my lifetime. And so I find for little projects like this, this is the best way to add gold leaf to paper or something flat like this. And see how fun that is. Don't worry about the excess. Again, that will just naturally kind of come off. So let's just keep on. I'm going to just kind of keep going through this process. I really like it on the edges and the tips. Really, really, really. So there's a little piece there. I'd really love to see people's projects after they do them. So y'all need to be sure, while I'm thinking about it, be sure and share them. We're just going to keep adding gold leaf. I hear that Martha Stewart has a good gold leaf. I've just never bought it. I've always just kind of stick to what I know. There's another little purple. I know wherever I put the purple, I've got to see gold leaf. Just like that. That's so fun. I think this process is so fun. Okay, and then we've got more oak leaves over here. Just going to do that outside. I'm really surprised at how much waste I'm having of this today, and it could be just this at the speed I'm going right now with you guys. So fun, fun. I would not do a piece of furniture with a glue stick. I would probably use, you know, real crafting glue or wood glue or something. I don't know. But I have seen people gild mirrors and lots of things, and I'm not sure what they use, but I know it's probably not Elmer's kid stick glue. I just like it because I can control where I want the glue to go and ultimately where the gild is going to go. So there's one little spot. I really want that heavy right there. And then I think I see one little spot here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop at this point and stop the camera, and I'm going to finish all the gilding, and then we'll kind of show you the next step, and then we'll be ready to put it all together. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm so excited because this next step is fun, fun, fun. I mean, it's all fun, but okay, so first paint. First paint your leaves. So as you can see, I've done a little painting on these, and I've already cut out all my oak leaves. I think I'm in pretty good shape there. So let's go ahead and paint. For my oak leaves, of course, could not use the same green. So, and I love folk art paint. I just want y'all to know that I highly support that. Okay, let's start over. All right, we're ready for step 2. This is a really fun part. I love adding all the colors and the glitter and all that fun stuff to the Okay, we're back, and I'm so excited because this is one of my favorite steps. I love adding the glitter and the paint, and especially the gold leafing. So our end goal is to have a leaf that looks like this, has some layers of texture and color. So I've cut all my leaves out, and I wanted to, for this darker green, I wanted to go with more of a mossy green. This is called rosemary, and all we're going to do, and this table will get messy, all I'm going to do is touch that. I might need a smaller paintbrush. Let's see how this goes. And just kind of follow the leaf pattern. Now right here, if you're using my oak leaf pattern, you don't want to do that side vein up too early. You almost want to come in like right here where it kind of, the groove kind of goes inside. And this brush seems to be doing fine. But just make little veins of the leaf, right? And don't worry too much. I am not a painter, so can only imagine what it will look like with somebody who actually paints. So again, just make sure your veins, you know, I think I will go get a smaller brush. Make sure your veins kind of come from that. Yeah, let me go get a smaller brush. Okay, hi everybody, we're back. We're back for my favorite part of this whole project, and that's creating kind of those layers of paint and glitter and gild on these leaves. So instead of using, which I love folk art paint, by the way, instead of using the same color, I wanted to go with a little bit lighter color, and I chose this, what's called rosemary, or just a kind of just a fun lighter green. So if you are using my pattern, I just want to make sure that I'm not a painter, so I can't imagine what some real painters out there are going to create, but I just kind of make my first line and then come from where this indentation is with your veins. If you come up too high, then it doesn't look like the little veins of the leaf, okay? And that's all you need, is just something that says, hey, I'm a leaf and I have these really cool veins running through me, right? So I think that's what they're called. And again, don't be too serious with this. We're gonna add so many layers, so if you find like, oh, mine doesn't look good, I promise when it's all said and done that they will look great. And just kind of set those aside. This folk art paint dries fast, and so I think we'll be able to go on to our next stage pretty quickly. And as you can see, I'm just doing little veins through all this green cut out foliage. So I will just continue to do that to all of these. I don't have a lot left, so we'll just stay on here for a minute. And you probably could even go with a little bit smaller brush. I think I could have, but these are still looking okay. And again, you're painting on that textured side, okay? I can't imagine what some of you artist girls will come up with. I'm sure it's amazing. I am not a painter. I wish I was. I think that's just an crazy talent that people have. Some people have. I'm just not one of them. So I tend to do things that just require strokes, just like this. But again, you know, the leaves are whimsy, and so why not the paint be whimsy as well, right? It's kind of how I look at it. If I was going to take this very seriously, I wouldn't be able to do it with the whole, if I was trying to create a leaf that really looked like a leaf. So that is fun. Just going to keep at it like that. I think I have a few more. So that, set these aside. I was really surprised at how quick all this dried. So I'd still kind of plan out a day just to let everything dry. So I have a few more random leaves here that I may do. Let's see what we can do on this one. You know what, I might just do something like this, because when I add my gold to that, you'll really see how fun that is. I love that green on green. Isn't that fun? I love to use that folk art paint. We are all familiar with that. And I also love the paint from Target. That paint from Target, oh, the colors are so yummy. Again, we want that textured side and just kind of give some life to this leaf. And I use very inexpensive brushes too. So, oh, it may be fun to do just, nope, not feeling this one. But I'm not gonna throw it away. We could salvage it with our other. Yeah, that's gonna be cute. Okay, I just had random leaves like that. Okay, so our next color is, let's go ahead and clean our brushes and let's do these oak leaves. Get rid of that green. I don't have many of these today, so I might have to cut some more of these later, but we'll move on. Okay, so same thing with this one that we just did. Do a skinny line and then come from that, the innermost part of your leaf, and add a little dark. Okay, I think my other ones were skinnier, so I don't know if it's, I don't have a lot of these, so it's fine. I must have used a skinnier brush on that one. Yeah, that's okay. I still like the way this is looking. Okay, so let's go on and do these, even though I haven't really found a way. I think, so you can see I'm using the darker green on this kind of tan paper. It's actually craft color paper. So I'm just gonna do the same thing, and there we go. Wish that was a little bit darker. There we go, I like that. Okay, I'm just gonna continue on and do these guys. Love all that. Okay, is anybody else like me and needs music when they craft? I so need music. I wish Chris Stapleton was here serenading me. Oh, that one's a good one. See, we get better when we get to like the 20-something leaf, right? Remind me to share with y'all. I did a Valentine's one that I thought was really cute. Come on, give me some life. There we go. Oh, and I even did some last year for Halloween in black and white, and they were fine outside. I was so shocked. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to I'm not doing any more yellow, so I have all the yellow, and I think there's about 20 there. Next we're going to do my favorite part, which is Mod Podging while we let these dry. So for Mod Podge, you are going to need a clean brush, and I think I told you guys earlier in the video that I've decided to Mod Podge these leaves with this brown. So I don't have a lot of them, but it's going to be really fun. Okay, so Mod Podge, if you're like me, you use it all the time. So I buy the 16 ounces. I don't get any bigger than that because then I feel like it's drying out. So, okay, we'll stop for a minute and we'll talk about Mod Podge. Okay, so I'm back. While these leaves dry, we're gonna go ahead and Mod Podge the other ones. I use Mod Podge all the time. It's in my Amazon store. You can use the paper Mod Podge if you want, but I think this works just as fine. Let's put our paint off to the side, and with a wide brush, and I move pretty fast with Mod Podge, so let's just kind of keep an eye out. This is my big, start over. Okay, we're ready for the other step. These leaves are drying, so now we're gonna Mod Podge. I move pretty quick with Mod Podge. I do wanna talk about Mod Podge. Okay, we're ready for our okay, it's Mod Podge time. So we are going to, while these dry, we're gonna go ahead and Mod Podge the bigger leaves. So I thought about this last night, doing the larger leaf in the pattern and a smaller leaf in kind of this shimmery brown, and I'm really excited about it. I work quick when I Mod Podge, and I use a bigger brush, and I get kind of messy, so please forgive me. But with any Mod Podge, you just apply it generously, and then I'm gonna lay it on top of that leaf, and honestly just kind of go over it like that. And I will tell you, I don't know if it's the green of the brush or if that it's picking up some color from that paper, but there's a little bit of color. Oh no, I think it's gonna come off. So set that aside and let it dry. Anytime you Mod Podge is that easy. It just really is. I think it's picking up some color from this paper. Anyway, It is fine, and I think it will dry clear, and I just messy up my tables and I don't care, but they are that easy, right? Do go in one direction. I have found that I like the look of that better when I'm working with Mod Podge, that I definitely go in one direction, okay? Just don't overthink any of this. Just do it. Have fun. Have your kiddos help. Have your grandchildren help. I mean, they've got to learn. The girls and I just spent all weekend sewing, and it's just a good time. And they've learned how to sew and use the machine, and which I will be honest, I was afraid. I didn't want them to use it first, but I was like, you know what? They're going to have to learn eventually. So any kind of crafting like that, you've got to involve these kids today. Especially, I mean, we all took homemaking, right? And these kids don't have that, I don't think. Maybe in 4-H. It's really picking up something, and I can't tell what that is, but I think it's gonna still dry okay. So I'm just gonna continue to do these, and I'm going to let those other things dry and let y'all catch up. So at this stage, you should have all your leaves cut out. You should have your first layer of paint, and you should have Mod Podge, your double leaflets. Let's call them leaflets because that's fun and French. So let's see. I love Mod Podge. All right. Let's just keep going here. I think I have one more leaf. I did not make enough of these, and that is my bad. But one more fun little leaf. And then I'll just use some that I already have cut out, because I didn't really let any paper get unused. I mean, if I had a little bit of paper like this, I used it. So let me just do a few that with this color. Cute. It's a little heavier stock, so I had to really lay it down. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. That's cute. I almost like that better. But guess what? I can make more. So let me turn this towards the camera. There we go. Get. You know what? It was that paper that was picking up some color, because I don't see any of the dye on this one. I'm loving this leaf. Love. So I'm going to probably stop and cut out some more of these. And so we can make some more of these leaves. And then we'll kind of move on to our next step. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so I'm back. You should by now have all your leaves prepped and ready to go. So now all we're going to do is attach them to our cute little frame here. There's nothing cute about this frame yet. Anyway, let's talk about the frame for a minute. I went after a frame that did not have the chenille stem, but that's all they have, and it really does not matter. I do usually don't mind the chenille stems at all, so it's not a problem. Let's just leave them flat for now and use them as extra grip, or just try to hide them right now. But this is a 16-inch Okay, everybody, so you should have all your leaves prepped and ready to go. I have mine all counted out over here, and I ended up with a total of 89 leaves. I think that'll be enough. We're soon to find out. So the next step is to hot glue them to your wire frame. Now this wire frame is 16 inches. You can do anything from 12, 16 to 24. Just, you know, that means you're either gonna do less leaves or more leaves, but I like a 16-inch wreath for just about everything. I also generally would just buy a wire wreath, but this is all they had. And so for now, let's just leave these chenilles face down if this is all you can find. Let's get started. This is pretty basic. What I'm going to do is start with my oak leaves, and using my hot glue gun face up, I'm just going to put a little glue on that stem and I'm gonna find an area and bend, ow, that got me, and bend that stem back around and up. So what that does is the stem gives you something to wrap around the wire, and I just want you to kind of keep going all the way around. And does not matter where you put the leaf, if it's on the first, second, or third. Well, this one only has 2. I think the one I put on my Amazon store, yeah, this only has 2. May have 3 rings, and that's fine. Just keep that in mind when, don't keep that in mind, just either put it on 1 or 2. Okay, so have a little issue there where I couldn't get it all the way around, and that's fine. What I'll probably do is go ahead and come in here on top of it and put another smaller leaf and really press it down so that second leaf kind of kicks up. Okay, this can take some time, but I'm gonna start with my bigger leaves and then work in with my medium-sized leaves, and then come in with the smaller ones, and so on and so on. And I'm just moving around ever so 3 or 4 inches, not even that much at first, and just fill in. That's the name of this game. Just fill in, and make sure you're kind of doing some of them at an angle, some of them straight up. I like the idea of kind of just coming straight out at first, and then, but I might change my mind with the other ones. So maybe just keep those. Look, there's no rhyme or reason. That's what I'm really trying to say. Just get them on there. Get them on there really good. And we want them kind of kick up. And if they're not doing that, put a little bit more glue and maneuver that leaf so it's staying up. And if then it's not staying up, go ahead and use that chenille stem to anchor it up a little bit. And I'm going to keep going all the way around with my green leaves, because they're my biggest, and then my beige oak leaves, and then we'll come in with these medium-sized brown. So I will just kind of fast forward through all this. Okay, I want to check in with you guys a minute. I'll give the camera a minute. I'm going to leave about 4 inches open there for ribbon. So be sure, this is the bottom. So be sure and leave about 4 or so inches at the bottom for ribbon. And now I'm going to even come in from behind and add hot glue. If I came like this, it's sticking out too far in the middle. Does that make sense? So really kind of come about a third way down the leaf. So we just get hints of that leaf from the inside. And I'm just going to keep adding. Remember to leave that little space for ribbon. Okay, here for a minute. I just want to double check that you leave a little bit of space down here for, I probably went out. Okay, before we go any further, I just want to hit on a few points. Make sure you leave some space down here. I should have done that, so I might remove these 2 just because that's where my ribbon's going to go. And also, I do like the chenille because it's giving the hot glue something extra to hold on to, so I am actually liking the chenille. And then, now I'm just going to go around and keep adding all the beige ones. So follow along, and we'll fast forward this video as we go. Okay guys, I wanted to check in. I'm about halfway with my leaves, so I just thought I would stop here and talk about some of the things I'm noticing as I go along. First of all, remember to leave a little bit of space down here for your ribbon. Also, I want you to know that you can either hot glue on the top or the bottom. So if I'm gonna hot glue and shimmy that in, my little stem is gonna come back up around. If I'm hot gluing from the bottom, it's gonna do the opposite. And just remember, you can really tuck these in and glue these any way that you want. But I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, what would most people have problems with? And I think that's getting this kind of dimension, and having it look flat would not look right. It really needs to have some lift. So I want you to, when you insert it, kind of think about that. If you kind of shimmy it in to a place, hold it there until it is dry in that position. So you can see if they were all flat, it would not look good. The fact that they're kind of coming in and they have this kind of lift in the leaves is what the desired look is. So how do you do that? Well, for instance, I could just add my hot glue, come around here and put it in, and they'd all go in the same direction, which would be really cool for some wreaths. But I want this one needs to look, you know, like an oak tree. And so instead, I might kind of fold this in half and shimmy that in between the two wires where it's kind of stuck, and then it's stuck in that place. Whereas if I had just laid the glue down and laid that flat, it would look flat. So in other words, try to glue those in a position where you have some lift in your leaf position. Does that all make sense? Let me start over. Okay, everybody, I'm about halfway through with my leaves, so I wanted to check in and just kind of mention a few things. First of all, don't forget to leave space for the ribbon. Also, pull out about 6 leaves that we're going to tuck into the bow of the ribbon. So pull those aside and leave those off to the side. And then I really was thinking about what kind of issues someone would have. And I think the biggest issue that someone might have in making this wreath is gluing them all where they're all going in one direction, or where they don't have height and lift and dimension to the wreath. So just be aware of that and glue it. If you even have to kind of pinch them in between wires to get that look, that's your desired look. And then just kind of maneuver it around. And I think, so if it's not doing that, then maybe kind of rethink how you're gluing them in there. So for instance, like this one, I would put glue here and then just lay it on top. But I really have a place here that I really need something in there. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna kind of pinch it in between the 2 wires. And even then, I kind of shove it in there, and it made the leaf smaller and made it, kind of scrunch up the paper, but it got in there where I needed it. And then if you have any that are like flopping like that, find another place to glue it, and it should be fine. It's just probably not strong enough for the stem, which is fine. And let me lay this down. So those are just kind of some issues I'm seeing right off the bat, but other than that, the rest is going fabulously, so just keep adding your leaves, and then we'll add ribbon and we're done. Wow, I can't believe it, but we are down to the nitty-gritty, or the end of this. So your wreath should look something like this. When I went to Hobby Lobby, I really think I was there too early. Okay. Wow, okay, I cannot believe we're at the end of this wreath. I want to, Wow, I cannot believe we are at the end. We are almost finished with making this wreath. So let's just talk about the ribbon and talk about some other things about your wreath. And if you feel anything moving like I just did, go in and secure it. So, because you will feel some things move. I struggled with ribbon this year. I felt like there was a shortage, which makes sense because it has been quarantined. So I didn't find a lot of the ribbon that I wanted. I thought this was really cute. And then when it gets closer to Thanksgiving, I'll add the turkey. So that's kind of what stemmed from it. And if you see, the turkey has some green in it. And that's what, when I do videos, I say, what's your jumping off point? What is your inspiration? And this turkey was my inspiration. And I reach for colors in there, like that bright orange. Here's the orange. Like that bright green, because our normal inclination is to go towards the browns and the oranges, but pull from that. Even if there was a little blue in that turkey, I would have added blue to this. So for today's wreath, I'm going to go ahead and just add all this ribbon as well as a yellow velvet, because I have tons of it, and even though it doesn't match exactly, I kind of like it. You could even add, I'm not loving this, but you could even add some sort of gingham. Again, I really struggled with finding ribbon this year. And then after that, I'll show you how to add the ribbon. After that, we want to come in and add something like these little pumpkins. I'm going to really research and see if I can't find a bigger pumpkin. I like the idea of a plastic pumpkin, but a little bit bigger. But then again, these are really kind of cute, and I have a lot of them. So we'll just see. So let's talk about ribbon. We wanted about 36 inches. So what I'm going to do is cut that piece, and we're going to, let me get up in here. I'm going to put some hot glue on the back side, wrap it around that wire, and fold it under. And I'm just going to do enough of that until I feel like it's full. This wreath weighs nothing, and so we can really take this opportunity to add a lot of ribbon. And yes, I'm behind here. So in other words, kind of keep this ribbon straight. And we'll do another piece. Kind of keep the ribbon straight. I know with some wreaths, it's easy to go out like this, but you want to place them, really concentrate on placing it up and down. Again, just put a little glue on the back side, and not sure if you can tell what I'm doing. Wrap around that wire and just keep adding until you get a full look. I'll continue to do this, and then I'll share this final project. And heck, we might as well add, I mean, those are stinking adorable. I'm worried if they're big enough, but maybe I will. So give me a few minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I can't believe we're to the end of this wreath. So what I started to do is take some, I've already talked about all that. So I'm just going to continue to add my ribbon. And I always move some of those leaves around, and I get burnt every time. So you know what? That's just part of the job, right? And then I'll just kind of keep adding. I never measure out ribbon. Keep adding. It'll help if I come from behind that. So let me see if I can do that. Yeah, this is much easier for me. And then you guys can kind of see. Just going to keep adding ribbon. I really want to go ahead and add that turkey ribbon, but it's just not time. So woo, I got me. That hot glue gun. I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway soon with SureBonder. We're doing a collaboration. SureBonder is my favorite glue gun company. So That's going to be really fun. I'm giving away a handmade craft, and they're giving away a glue gun, and together it's going to be fabulous. Okay, so keep adding your ribbon, and I will keep adding my ribbon, and then I'll come in and nestle some of these cute pumpkins. I'll just go ahead and use them. I'm going to use hot glue gun. Nestle them wherever you have a little area that they look cute in. Let those dry. And anyway, I'm going to keep doing this, finishing it up. I want to thank all the girls at Annie Get Your Gun Art and Ammo. I feel like I'm going to say that wrong. And Laurie Hall for inviting me to be a part of this retreat. And if you're watching from YouTube, guys, thank you so much. I'd like everyone to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Amanda Barkley. Or if you're on IG, I'd love if you followed along, because from there you can go to my link tree and see my blog and DIYs and my Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, add more ribbon, add these tiny pumpkins that I got at Hobby Lobby. And before I go, I want to thank the girls at Annie Get Your Gun Art and Ammo and Laurie Hull for inviting me to this fabulous virtual retreat. And if you're watching from my IG or YouTube, thank you guys for following along. Be sure and subscribe to my YouTube so you get notified anytime I make a new video. And boy, do I have a lot coming up. This is kind of that time of year. And or also follow along at IGTV, not IGTV, Instagram, where I have IGTV and DIYs there. Until then, thank you guys. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment box, and have a great fall. See that? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up this wreath, add the rest of my ribbon, and add these tiny pumpkins here that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I just want to ask you guys to please hit subscribe if you're watching here on YouTube. And I want to thank those girls from Annie Get Your Gun Art and Ammo and Laurie Hall for inviting me to this retreat, this virtual retreat. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you are on Instagram, I'd really like it if you followed me at Amanda Barkley Floral. Amanda Barkley Floral is my handle. And if you have any questions, just leave comments and DMs there. Until then, happy fall, you guys. And I really hope you enjoyed this DIY. Have a great fall. Have a great day in fall. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish this up, and I'm going to add the rest of the ribbon, and then I'm going to add these adorable pumpkins that I found at Hobby Lobby. Couple of last minute tips. This is a long DIY. It is a long one. I get it, but take the time, because you're going to have this for years to come, and I think it's really fun and refreshing take on a traditional wreath, which I'm all fond of and all love, but this is just kind of what's on trend right now, and a lot of people are working with paper, and it's fun. If you're following along on YouTube, thank you, and be sure and hit subscribe so that you get a notification when I post my next YouTube. If you're with the Annie Get Your Gun Art and Ammo Retreat, girls, thank you for being letting me be a part of this. Thank you, Laurie Hall, for inviting me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY. Also, if you will follow me on IG, which is Instagram, Amanda Bark Floral, I'm constantly creating content and crafts and DIYs for my audience that I love and adore. And we also have a big giveaway coming up with my favorite glue gun maker, Surebond. So until then, happy fall, y'all. One last thing before I forget. So as you can tell, I've added all the ribbon I want. I really, really wish I had some sort of gingham, and so if you see it, get it. Probably an orange gingham would be really cute, even if it was that 3/8 inch. but I did create a little bow. So that's just a 2-loop bow, 1 loop, 2 loop with a couple of streamers. And I'm gonna hot glue that right in the center, and never use ribbon scissors on wire like I just did. But I'm gonna really hot glue that sucker in there. Very simple bow. This is more about the paper and the leaves than the ribbon and the bow. So I'll just kind of attach that, and remember those leaves that we saved off to the side, just tuck those in and maybe even staple some or hot glue some down the ribbon so it's like falling leaves. So that should really be the end, and if you have any questions, let me know.